Right after she was born, what a beautiful baby, just gorgeous. My wife had mentioned that she noticed some irregular breathing. And so I'd watch and look at her chest, and it did seem irregular. Her chest seemed to kind of go up and shake a little bit and then come back down. And I thought, well, maybe it's normal. Maybe it's normal. Don't worry about it, honey. Try not to stress. But over the course of time, she started saying that she noticed that her lips were turning blue.
So I brought her to the pediatrician, and the pediatrician said that she's just only have a bronchiolitis. I just have to use a nebulizer to treat her. So after 4 treatments, she stopped breathing.
So when we got into the ER at Chuck Hospital, there for quite a few hours before they started to let us know that something was seriously up. And it wasn't until the chest x-ray that they saw this large mass in her chest.
TAPVR, or total anomalous pulmonary venous return, is a congenital heart defect. Congenital meaning that the child is born with that defect. It happens sometime during pregnancy when the heart is developing. The defect is the lack of the veins that are returning from the heart with the oxygen to join up with the heart itself. They don't join up. Melissa was a little unusual in that she lived for 4 months before somebody figured this defect out in her. Her heart got very, very large, and she was struggling. She was breathing really fast, she wasn't gaining weight, and she wasn't feeding well.
Those poor doctors, they had just finished up another surgery just prior. It was pretty late after a 6-hour surgery from somebody else, and they cleaned up and rushed right in for my daughter. And those guys were amazing. After the surgery, they said it went pretty well, but she was all wired up and plugged in. Didn't look like my daughter anymore. She didn't look like my little princess. My wife, bless her heart, was keeping me together. She was much stronger, saying, honey, it's going to be okay. And all I could do was pray, Lord, I don't want any other birthday presents. Just take care of my daughter. He answered my prayer. He answered my prayer. She came out of the hospital about 23 days later, and she was looking fantastic. I don't see how we would have stuck together as a family if it wasn't for Miracles for Kids, because I got to tell you, there's been a lot of drama going on, not only with my unemployment and then my recent employment where I'm away a lot. I would say the struggle for me is I need to provide for my family, and I'm putting in about 90 hours a week, close to 1,000 miles driving a week, and haven't been here much for my family, and that's been the tough part. So here we are, have 1 month left at where we're living right now, and we know we have to move out soon. We don't know where, but I can't thank Miracles for Kids enough that if they weren't there, I have no idea where to be. It's been a flood of support. Financially, gift baskets, love upon love upon love. I get calls all the time. How you doing? How you doing? Then we got the call. How would you guys like to go to Cabo San Lucas? 7 years, no vacation, no time off. I'm like, you're kidding me. You are kidding me, right? Miracles for Kids. And they're going, no. Would you like to go? And I'm like, yeah. I couldn't wait to tell my wife. And we just started bawling together. When we were in Cabo, my wife and I were walking around the pool and introduced to some folks, and she turned to me and she goes, there's Dr. Gates over there. So we had Melissa with us, and we walked up and my wife says, Dr. Gates. And he goes, hi, who are you? And we said, we're the Sapronettis. You healed our little baby. And we held up Melissa, and he goes, oh my gosh, great to see you guys. And I said, oh, so glad to see you.
Coming down to Stars and Stripes is a very exciting and fun tournament. Everybody's excited to be there because you're doing fundraising for some important causes, Miracles for Kids being one of the number ones. Seeing the Sapronettis there was obviously a complete surprise to me, and it's one of those wow things where you're just sitting there, you're looking around, and all of a sudden you see a couple faces you recognize, and you do that like instant double take. They're here. How did they get here was my next question, and then later on I found that they were sponsored to come down. And to be able to see the family being able to relax, Melissa looking so great, and to have the rest of the staff from Miracles for Kids there, for me it was just a wonderful experience. And it was kind of a group hug, great feeling, and it was like when it all kind of comes together and you say, wow, that really works.
This year has definitely been one that has been a journey. I just can't help believe that things are getting much better because Melissa is doing fantastic. And that's where I just feel that, thank God, there's Miracles for Kids around to help others. We sure have been blessed.